Hey everybody, and welcome to yet another February movie reviews feature. First I tackled the James Bond movies, and then I did Stephen King movies, and last year it was movies based on comics, and this year I'm tackling movies based on video games. This is a fun feature for me because I'm both a movie buff and a gamer, and also because most movies based on video games are actually pretty fucking bad, so I can at least have some fun reviewing some crap. That being said, I don't plan on being overly harsh with these films. You have to accept them for what they are, and while there's certainly some crap, sometimes people are just expecting too much out of these films, or the hardcore fans focus too much on the departures from the source material. The only rules for picking movies that I have is that obviously I can't have reviewed them before, and they had to have been released theatrically. For my first review, I'm tackling a movie which was only released in Japan, but it was released theatrically. When you think of a Super Mario movie, you probably think of the live-action one with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo that came out in 1993. But there was already a Mario movie in Japan that came out in 1986 called Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Save Princess Peach. It's pretty obscure because it's never been brought to America in any form, and the only translations out there are made by fans. I had to go through a few different translations before I found one that seemed accurate, and I avoided watching dubbed versions because I wanted to watch one that had the original Japanese voices in it. I think whoever did the subtitles did a pretty good job, though there's a few weird inconsistencies that I'm not sure if it's the translation or part of the original movie. That being said, the movie is an anime that came out way back in 1986, the same year that the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 2 came out, and therefore they only had the original Super Mario Bros. To draw inspiration from. Unlike the American movie, it stays very close to the games in both its presentation and general plot, though of course there's some important changes to make the narrative work as a film. It's also pretty short at just over an hour long. The plot is simple enough, but there are aspects of it that are confusing. In the beginning of the film, Mario is shown playing a video game on his Famicom, similar to Super Mario Bros. His brother Luigi tries to get him to go to bed, but he's not even paying attention because he's so engrossed in the game. Pretty soon the TV starts fucking out, and Princess Peach appears in the game. And then she comes out of the damn TV. She's being chased by all sorts of creatures from the game, and then Bowser comes out of the TV, though of course, since it's Japanese, he's called Koopa. Peach tries to get Mario to fight Bowser, but of course he just gets his ass kicked. Bowser grabs the princess and then retreats back into the game. Mario starts freaking out, which wakes Luigi up. So, he heard him yelling, but not the princess screaming and the sounds of a fight? Okay. Luigi laughs at Mario and tells him that he's been dreaming and to get to bed already, but Mario is convinced that it was real because he has Peach's amulet. The next day, the brothers go to work in their grocery store, where Mario is screwing up orders because he's distracted by thinking about Peach. Luigi once again tries to snap him out of it, but Mario shows him the amulet, which Luigi recognizes as being a gem of the Mushroom Kingdom. So wait, is the Mushroom Kingdom and Peach and all that something that was inside of the video game, or is it real? Who knows? Pretty soon this weird-looking dog comes into the store. He actually looks like a cross between a dog and a Wiggler from Super Mario World, though this was way before that. The dog, which is called Kibidango, steals the jewel, and the brothers chase it and wind up going through a pipe, where they wind up in the Mushroom Kingdom. There they meet an old man who tells them about Bowser attacking the Mushroom Kingdom and changing all of its inhabitants into useless, inanimate objects. Bowser wants to marry the princess and take over the kingdom. He also tells them about super mushrooms, fire flowers, and starmen, and how they can get superpowers by using them. Most of the rest of the movie is Mario, Luigi, and Kibidango walking to Bowser's castle, and occasionally getting sidetracked either through their own ineptness or being attacked by various creatures from the games. A lot of the problems are caused by two Goombas who keep tricking Mario and Luigi and leading them into traps, and a lot of it is caused by Luigi being greedy or Mario just being too preoccupied thinking about Peach. One weird thing is that people back then seemed confused about Koopa Troopas and what they were. It's always seemed obvious to me that they're turtles, but a lot of the artists back then drew them as birds, because the limited graphics from the first game made them appear to have beaks. So there's this whole part where a paratrooper swoops down and carries Mario off and tries to feed it to its babies in a nest. There's also a part about coins turning into toads, a part with piranha plants, and an entire section where they're being attacked by Lakitu. One thing that's weird is that everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom seems to recognize the brothers, calling them the legendary Mario brothers, even though they literally are just two guys who work in a store. They shouldn't have been heard of. There's even a part where Mario hits a block and gets a bunch of ramen noodles. Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. And it has pictures of his own face on it, like he's already a trademark in the Mushroom Kingdom. Intersped with the Mario scenes are scenes with Peach and Bowser. Bowser is in love with Peach and wants to marry her, but of course Peach is having none of that. Apparently, Bowser can shapeshift, and she tries to trick him by saying she'd like him if he was in a form that was cute. So he turns into a teddy bear, which she locks in a box, but it doesn't work, because Bowser's magic is too powerful and he just transforms the box to escape. Bowser sets up a wedding ceremony to force Peach to marry him, but Mario and Luigi finally arrive with their weird dog guy. They actually wind up getting saved by Luigi's greed as he tries to mine for coins and causes a flood, which shorts out some of Bowser's machines. Mario uses a Starman and tries to fight Bowser, but then he drops the star and Luigi has to retrieve it. Finally, Mario beats the shit out of Bowser and even grabs him by his tail and flings him away, just like in Super Mario 64. I can't help but wonder if this movie inspired that. Anyway, all of Bowser's spells are broken and everything turns back into normal, including Kibidango, who turns out to be a prince who Bowser had cursed, and is also engaged to Peach, much to Mario's annoyance. And Mario and Luigi start walking home. The movie ends and shows that for some reason Bowser is working at the store that Mario and Luigi owned and actually seems kind of happy to be there. My main issue with the movie is that it's disjointed and a bit on the dull side. Although it sticks very close to the games, a lot of the sections of Mario fighting creatures such as Spinies and piranha plants are very protracted. It seems most of the movie is taken up by the brothers walking to the castle and constantly getting sidetracked. The voices for the most part are good, but Peach is really annoying. She was played by a Japanese singer named Mami Yamase. It was her first role as an actress, and I don't know if she got any better or not, but she did appear in a few more animes throughout the 80s and part of the 90s. Bowser was also played by a pop star named Akiko Wada, and yes, that's a chick. They had a chick playing Bowser. But I think she actually did a decent job in that case. The best part of the movie, however, is the animation. Although it's a Japanese anime, there's a lot of inspiration from Western animation, which I prefer greatly. A lot of the landscapes remind me of old Wile E. Coyote cartoons, and there are several sight gags and pratfalls that seem inspired by the old Warner Brothers cartoons. It's not bad by any means, especially compared to the American movie, but I really thought that it would be better. So much of the movie is just Mario, Luigi, and the dog walking while Japanese music plays, and even that is what happens throughout all of the end credits. They're just walking. It's sort of like what some people criticize Lord of the Rings for, that it's just watching people walk. I came away from it somewhat disappointed, but after reflection, I think my expectations may have been a bit high. Mario was something new at the time, and they didn't exactly have a rich lore to pull from. And when the movie is trying to be funny, it works quite a lot. I think Luigi was especially funny, as he's always trying to look for money in even the most fucked up situations. I just think the entire thing could have been broken up a bit better, with more scenes with Bowser and Peach to break up watching Mario and Luigi alternate between walking and fighting monsters. Probably the weakest thing about it is that very little of it makes sense. It seems to set up that the brothers are going to go inside of a video game, but then the Mushroom Kingdom turns out to be a real thing. But if Luigi had heard of the Mushroom Kingdom, you'd think he'd have heard of Bowser. But it's not terrible, and for 1986, and only having one game to draw inspiration from, they did a good job. If you want to get a copy of it, good luck. It's rare and gets ridiculously expensive. VHS tapes pop up on eBay from time to time, but go for hundreds of dollars, and it was never released on DVD. You can watch it on YouTube, though the quality varies, and it's hard to find one with English subtitles that don't do stupid shit, like naming the prince Naruto. I think overall it deserves a 6 out of 10. It's not great by any means, but it's a step up from what we would eventually get.